Thanks for joining us here on NewsNation Rush Hour. I'm Nichole Berlie. And to South Florida now, where all eyes are on the magistrate judge who approved the FBI search of Mar-a-Lago. Tomorrow, he will hear arguments on whether more sensitive documents should be unsealed and released to the public. NewsNation's senior national correspondent Brian Entin joins us live now. So, Brian, a lot of curiosity when it comes to Judge Reinhart and his role in other high-profile cases.
Yeah, Nichole, in less than 24 hours, he will hear arguments from both sides about whether the affidavit related to the search warrant here at Mar-a-Lago should be released. Should it be released or should it remain secret? The Justice Department, of course, has said that it should remain sealed. Throughout this entire process, there's been a lot of interest in the judge who will make the decision. The demand for more information about what led up to the search warrant at former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate continues from both sides of the aisle. And there's also a push to cool down anti-law enforcement rhetoric that sparked up since the FBI raid.
And these attacks on the FBI must stop.
Former Vice President Mike Pence, speaking at a political event in New Hampshire, said threats on the FBI must stop.
I also want to remind my fellow Republicans, we can hold the Attorney General accountable for the decision that he made without attacking rank and file law enforcement personnel at the FBI.
But the criticism has not just been on law enforcement. Federal Magistrate Judge Bruce Reinhart, who signed off on the search, has had death threats. His home address was posted online, and even his synagogue had to cancel services because of the threats. Judge Reinhart's now in the middle of this investigation that the whole world is watching. I'd imagine a lot of pressure. Do you think he's ready for that?
Is anyone ready for the vitriolic behavior of, I'm not going to be kind, hoopleheads that will blindly, just attack without having any knowledge of the facts?
Prosecutor Al Johnson has known Reinhart for years and worked with him on the Palm Beach County Commission on Ethics.
I can say with a fair degree of certainty that the man does his job, and there's nothing more there. There's no there when it comes to the accusations that somehow that he had a political or personal motivation to do anything untoward.
Judge Reinhart attended Princeton University and the University of Pennsylvania Law School. He spent 12 years as a federal prosecutor and was in private practice for 10 years. He donated to former President Obama's campaign and also to Republican Jeb Bush when he ran for president. Some have been critical of Reinhart because he represented several employees of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
One of the things that's come up because everybody's researching him, and one criticism is that he represented some employees of Jeffrey Epstein back in 2008. Do you think that's an issue?
No, I think that any issue regarding any past representation are completely red herrings and really takes away and detracts from his reputation, which is absolutely stellar.
And it is not uncommon for a federal magistrate to sign off on search warrants. Basically, they're on call at different times, and it was just sort of random that Reinhart was on call at the time that the Trump search warrant came in. Of course, the big hearing will be happening tomorrow here in Palm Beach County at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Nichole?
All right, Brian. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.